Hi, I'm Prem Devadas. I'm president of Salamander Hotels and Resorts. And I am very pleased to welcome you today to our new Salamander Resort and Spa in Middleburg, Virginia. For those of you who have never been to Middleburg, this is one of the special places in America. It's known as the heart of horse country in the United States, but it's also recently been recognized as one of the top 10 wine country destinations in the world. It's located in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains, which means that it's characterized by beautiful rolling hills and historic stone fencing, and where it's just a little bit cooler than it is anywhere else in the Washington, D.C. area. There are many things about the Salamander Resort and Spa that will make it special, but certainly one of the things that is very important for travelers is the ease of access, which is almost unparalleled in the country. Salamander Resort and Spa in Middleburg is only a half hour from Dulles International Airport, which is the gateway to the United States and the state of Virginia from all over the world. And it's less than 1 hour from our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. It's also within a 4-hour driving radius of the largest population in the country, spanning from the Northeast through the Mid-Atlantic. The Salamander Resort and Spa is the vision of Sheila C. Johnson, who is, of course, our CEO and founder. Sheila acquired 340 acres of pristine land right in the heart of Middleburg almost 10 years ago and set out to fulfill a dream, which is to create the Washington, D.C. area's first truly luxurious resort and spa. It's now about to become a reality. And so I'll tell you a little bit about the spa itself. It has 168 beautiful rooms and suites. In fact, the rooms are among the most luxurious and largest in the United States. The core amenity is probably going to be considered the spa, which Sheila envisioned as not just being a place of pampering, but also of wellness, with 14 treatment rooms and over 23,000 square feet of luxurious space. That alone would be remarkable. But what really will set this spa apart is that we have designed it so that it opens out into nature with spectacular spa courtyards with 70-foot long infinity edge pools and private cabanas, and treatment rooms that have their own stone gardens for privacy so that you can have a treatment indoors or outdoors. From an architectural standpoint, the most important thing was that whatever it is that was created was authentic to this very unique Middleburg region. And that means that the use of authentic materials like stone and stucco and slate roofing was imperative. It also is very important that the architecture reflect the classic Virginia architecture of the steep sloped roofs and the dormers. And so that's what you'll see when you arrive at the resort. You'll see a place that looks like it has been there for decades, that it belongs in Middleburg. And that really is the theme that we have carried through the entire resort experience. When you enter, you'll enter into a place that feels like a wonderful estate in Middleburg. So as far as the accommodations are concerned, we have 168 rooms and suites. But Sheila wanted to make sure that it truly provided a residential experience, not your typical hotel experience. So she brought in her friend, one of the most noted interior designers in the world, Thomas Pheasant. And Thomas created with Sheila a guest room that really you're going to feel more residential than hotel-like. I think it starts with the colors, which are not just soothing, but they really reflect the spring and fall in Middleburg in all of its glories. And then I think that the 540 square feet bay of the typical guest room has allowed us to create not just a great bedding experience, but a true sitting area with a full-size corner sofa, a dining room table for two so that you don't have to have room service on a cart, and then a real executive-sized desk. So the guest room is something very special. It is accented in half of the guest rooms by real operating fireplaces. And then the bath is really something special. Once again, a very residential look with a pedestal tub that's quite unique, and then a oversized shower with unique features like body sprays. Typically, when you are designing a hotel, you always build a model guest room because you want to make sure that that ends up being perfect. And so that is normally built in a warehouse condition or up on a construction site. We were fortunate enough to be able to build it right here in the middle of Middleburg, so it's always open to the public to see. So we invite you to come in to our shop called Salamander Touch, which is right at the corner of Washington Street and Pendleton Street, and come into the model room and lay on the bed and experience how luxurious that it's going to be. Although the spa is going to be a tremendous attraction unto itself, I believe that the food and wine aspect of the resort is going to be something that entices travelers from all over the world. Part of the reason is because we are in the heart of what is called the Piedmont of Virginia, and that means the foothills of Virginia. And because of that, we are surrounded by wonderful farms and by this wine country that we know. So we are going to create an authentic food and wine experience that takes the farm to table concept to a higher level than you've seen in almost any place in America. The reason is because really we can practically go outside of our doors and be able to, in season, pick the finest, freshest product to come to your table. And also because we can feature these wonderful Virginia wines. In fact, within a half-hour radius of the resort, you could visit over 25 wineries, which really makes it something very special as far as an experience is concerned. And we tapped our good friend Todd Gray as culinary director for Salamander Resort and Spa. Todd, as many of you may know, is also the owner and chef of one of Washington, D.C.'s most celebrated restaurant, Equinox, downtown. And he has become known as one of the forefathers of the farm-to-table movement in Washington, D.C. years ago, even before it became popular around America. Naturally, being in what is called the heart of horse country, you have to have a wonderful equestrian program, and the resort is going to be something really special. In fact, when you arrive at the resort, you enter the resort, you'll immediately feel like you are entering a fine equestrian estate in the horse country. You'll see the beautiful barn in the distance and horses grazing in the paddocks as you come down the beautiful winding road to the resort. And from different areas of the resort, including the main dining room and the outdoor terraces, you can actually look down upon the barn and the horses and the riding ring that we have. So it's an integral part of the resort experience, And from there, you get to enjoy miles of trails through what is considered some of the finest riding country in the United States. We are blessed, because this is the heart of horse country, to have some of America's finest riders that reside here, Olympic champions. And so our guests will have the opportunity to actually view demonstrations and take lessons from some of the great riders in America. We also designed the resort to become one of the great group destinations in America, with over 12,000 square feet of beautiful indoor space, including a 5,000 square foot ballroom, and then thousands more square feet of scenic outdoor courtyards and lawns for grand events. Once again, the unparalleled access that we have from International Airport and from downtown Washington, D.C. will make this a very, very desired group destination. But I think that the plethora of amenities that we will be able to offer for our group guests are going to create a very special experience, whether it is horseback riding or just off-site, just a few minutes away, shooting and archery and falconry, or of course the opportunity for a group to have an event in a winery catered by us, which is really a unique experience. There are things that we have that most other resorts really cannot offer as an experience. I think I would add to that this is going to be a tremendous team building facility. Start with something as unique as the cooking studio. We've created a venue that is actually designed like a kitchen, and it offers groups to do team building exercises with our talented chefs in a studio where it can actually be videotaped, and every participant can go home with something that reminds them of that great experience that they've had. And we are also creating a very unique challenge course experience that will be headed by fitness experts who live in the Washington, D.C. area. Naturally, golf is always an important recreational activity for groups in particular, and our guests will have a unique experience of being able to play in one of the finest golf clubs in the Washington, D.C. area. The club, which is called Creighton Farms, is located only 12 minutes away from the resort. And in fact, when it opened 4 years ago, it was recognized as one of America's top 10 new golf clubs. So whether it's golf or nature activities or food and wine, we have everything that a group guest could want with unparalleled access.